Hi, this is Dr. Mohammad Bilal from Bilal Hijama Clinic, Pakistan, and I have done my PhD on hijama, and we are right now recording a series of hijama lectures on different topics. So today our topic is anatomy and physiology of skin, because you know that hijama is performed on skin, so we should know in depth about skin, anatomy and physiology. So first of all, we should know that skin is composed of three layers. The topmost layer is termed as epidermis, and the middle layer is termed as dermis, and the layer which is beneath that is hypodermis. So the epidermis, which we see through our naked eyes, is actually that part of skin where we are applying the incisions, which are very superficial incisions for hijama. So we should also know that this epidermis consists of further sub-layers, which are total 5 in number, and they are termed as stratum corneum if we are going from top to bottom. So the topmost layer is stratum corneum, and then stratum lucidum, then stratum granulosum, and then stratum spinosum, and then the first layer or the basal layer or the basic layer, the base of the skin, which is termed as stratum basale, where the melanin is produced by the melanocytes. So these are the 5 sub layers of epidermis, and then we will move on to the next part, that is the dermis, which is the middle layer or actual skin. There are sebaceous glands which are present in that part of the skin, and then we have sweat glands, and the sweat glands are of two types. One type is present in the armpits and the other skin folding areas, and the other part is present on the palms and the soles. So that is a different type of sweat glands. And then lowest part of the skin, that is the hypodermis, which is mostly composed of adipose tissue or the fat cells. It actually attaches the actual skin or the dermis to the muscle, and this layer is also termed as fascia, and its function is to provide an insulation, a thermal insulation, as it keeps the body temperature maintained. And the other function of the hypodermis is to attach the actual skin to the muscle, and it also serves as a storage site for the adipose tissue or for the fats. So these are the 3 main layers of the skin, and now we will go a little bit deeper, and then we will discuss the organelles which are present inside the dermis. So the sweat glands, as I mentioned before, there are 2 types. Apocrine glands are those which are present in the armpits and the groin area, and the ecrine are those sweat glands which are present in hands and feet. And both of these types are present in the dermal part of the skin or the middle layer. Then sebaceous glands, which are also present in the dermis, are actually attached to the hair follicles, and their sole purpose is to produce sebum, which is an oil-like substance, and it lubricates the hair follicles. It provides lubrication to the hair shaft. So the organelles which are present in addition to the sweat glands and the sebaceous glands are the nerves and the nerve endings, the venules and the arterioles. Venules are mostly present in the dermal part of the skin. Then there are some receptors which are basically sensors, and they are light pressure sensors like Meissner corpuscles, and then there are those free nerve endings are also present, and then the Pacinian corpuscles, which are the heavy weight bearing or the weight bearing sensors which can sense heavy weight. So these are the these are some of the organelles which are present in the middle layer of the skin. So now we have understood up till now that skin is composed of three layers. The topmost layer is termed as epidermis, and it actually serves the purpose of protection of actual skin, which is the middle layer, and dermis. And then the functional layer of the skin is the middle layer, and then the deepest layer is hypodermis, which is serving the function of attaching the skin to the actual muscle, and it also provides thermal insulation, and it keeps the body temperature maintained. Body temperature maintenance is a very important function of skin, as skin does it with the help of the hypodermis and with the help of the sweat glands. Sweat glands are active when the body temperature goes above the normal body temperature, and then sweat glands are activated and they release sweat, and that sweat actually reduces the body temperature. And skin also protects us from the UV light, the ultraviolet rays, and for that purpose melanin is a very important part, because melanin is produced and it protects the body from the ultraviolet rays. And in those areas where sun is mostly dominant and the sunshine is very sharp, in those areas you will observe that the people are dark colored, because their bodies produce more melanin in response to the environmental conditions. So the basic purpose of the skin is also the largest organ of our body. It is also an organ, it's connective tissue, and it's composed of connective tissues. It's providing protection to our body against any type of for example, if a sharp object is it tries to pierce our body, it tries to enter the body, skin is the first line of defense. So it is a physical barrier, and it is also providing protection against certain chemicals. So it is also a chemical barrier, and it is also blocking the entrance of invading pathogens from outside of the body. So it is also a biological barrier. Now I would like to discuss a little bit about the connection of hijama and skin. Whenever we are performing hijama, we are making superficial incisions. That should not cross, they should not breach the epidermis. So how shall we determine that whether our cuts are appropriate, or if they are too deep, or if they are too shallow? So the parameter is that when we apply incisions, after that no bleeding should start immediately. And as we have already applied pressure, as we have applied pressure or suction, force of suction before applying the incisions, so the blood is accumulated in that part under the cup. The skin turns red due to the presence of blood. So it means that a lot of blood is already present under that area of the skin. So when we make scratches, although they are very superficial scratches, some drops may appear on the scratches. So that is normal, that is okay. It means that you have incised the skin perfectly. And after applying the suction, after applying the cup, vacuum cup and suction, the blood should start come out gradually and slowly. It should not flow profusely, and there should be no excessive bleeding. So if the blood is coming out slowly and it gets stagnant after 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes, and we see that the color of the blood is dark and it is very thick, and it got coagulated instantly, then it means that you have performed the scratches to the correct depth. And the other marker or the other parameter, that whether your incisions were correct according to the depth or not, that will be you can evaluate that when the patient returns for the next visit. If the patient returns after a week or after 2 weeks, the cuts should have been healed properly, completely, and should not leave any scar behind. So if this is the case, then it means that your applied cuts were correct. and if there is mark of a scar, a permanent scar, then it means that you have gone a little bit beyond what should have been appropriate. So these are the two measures when you are applying the cuts. The bleeding should not start immediately, and the other measure that when the patient returns after a week, the mark should have been healed completely. It tells us that the incisions were correctly made. So these are some aspects which are very important for hijama, because if we go a little bit deeper than the epidermis, then then that in dermal papilla or in the middle layer of the skin dermis, there are capillaries present, and if the capillaries are cut, then the bleeding will not stop easily, and the cup will fill within seconds. So it will cause a loss of fresh blood, which we do not want at all. And our target is that subcutaneous stagnant blood which is present beneath the first and second layer of the skin, that is epidermis and dermis. So the blood which is trapped there, which is stagnant, it contains toxins, that is our target. If we have made the scratches correctly, then we will be able to extract out that blood, and then it will benefit the patient, inshallah, and the patient will be healed soon, and that is the correct procedure of hijama. So this was today's lecture about skin and hijama. I hope that you might have benefited from today's lecture, inshallah. Inshallah, we will discuss the next topic in our next lecture. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.